and go live on Facebook. Let me start recording.
Hello, everyone. So nice to see everyone today. Thank you for joining. It seems like we have people from all across the country. It's really exciting. If you all just want to share kind of where you're joining us from, please feel free to use the chat. Oh, we have Memphis, Tennessee. Hello, Memphis. Charlotte, North Carolina. Detroit. Boston, Baltimore. Raleigh. Woohoo, Virginia. Wow, this is amazing. Hello, Gainesville, Maryland, Atlanta, Florida. Send us some of that sunshine, please. Chicago, Oakland. Texas. Wow. Well, thank you all so much for joining today. I think we'll just give it 1 minute, Allison, if that's all right, to
that sounds great.
Time to join. Allison, I love your flowers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
LA is here. Hi, LA, and Philadelphia. Hi, Philadelphia. Washington, D.C., Rhode Island, Florida. This is exciting. And some of our NBCDI affiliates are here. I see them. Hi, everybody. If you are watching on Facebook Live, please share and let your friends know to watch and join in the conversation and discussion. We're super excited about today. All right. Well, Jane, I think this would be a really great time to get started.
Great. Well, hello and thank you everyone for joining today. My name is Jane and I work with a very special organization called Too Small to Fail at the Clinton Foundation. And I work with our team to help families share conversations and songs and stories together, because we know that all of these simple moments are just really wonderful ways to strengthen relationships in families. I'm joined by my dear friend, Allison. Hi, Allison. Who works with just an incredible organization that we are so honored to partner with, called the National Black Child Development Institute, or NBCDI for short. And Allison and I, along with our entire teams, have been working to bring books and stories to families served by NBCDI. And today, we're so excited to present a very talented and passionate author named Matthew A. Cherry, who wrote just a terrific book called Hair Love. It's a story about a young girl named Zuri who's proud of her beautiful, natural, curly hair. In just a moment, we'll get to meet Matthew along with some friends who will be joining in to ask some questions about his book. Christiana and Bryson, we're so happy you're here today. But before I introduce Matthew, I wanted to just share about why this story is so special to me. As a woman of color, a proud Korean American mom, I believe that representation matters, and it's especially important for children to be able to see themselves in the pages of books they read starting at a young age. I love that through Hair Love, Black children and parents can see themselves, but even as a Korean American, this book helps me and my children learn about how beautiful natural hair is and how this book celebrates self-love. And it even helped me and my kids to feel proud of our own hair and our uniqueness. But I think most of all, this book really helped just through the story of the relationship between Zuri and her dad. It reminded me of the love I share with my own dad and all the grownups in my life who have loved and cared for me. So thank you, Matthew, for writing this really lovely book. And thank you, Allison, for working with us to host this event today. And just to everyone for taking the time to share this wonderful story together. So Allison, I'll turn it over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jane. The partnership between NBCDI and Too Small to Fail is beautiful on many fronts. One, because we have been able to do some really powerful work together in the area of early literacy, especially. And another reason is because our teams have truly been able to personally connect and ideate and learn from one another. And in light of everything that's been happening in our country and the immense amount of hatred that has always existed, but finally getting the light shed on it among both the Black community and the Asian American community, I wanted to acknowledge that as a woman of color and as your partner in our organization's work, I am also your ally, and you represent a beautiful Korean American culture, and as I represent a beautiful Black culture, and we are both unique, yet we also have a lot in common. We both celebrate who we are. We're both moms. We celebrate our families, our children, and our hair, like you said. And so I just wanted to share that. And I feel that it's both necessary and vital that we celebrate one another and highlight self-love. And so what a beautiful way to do that today. I want to celebrate someone who truly melted all of our hearts with a beautiful work of art and a sweet story that we've been talking about called Hair Love. We will hear the story in just a moment, but I just want to share a little bit about Matthew and that he was an NFL athlete. He is an Academy Award-winning filmmaker, obviously an author, but what I'm super grateful for is the fact that he's an advocate in helping change the narrative about Black fathers. And so, friends, I would like to introduce Matthew Cherry as he reads his book, Hair Love.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Really excited to be here. All right, let's get into it. You guys gonna share the screen? Awesome. So this is my book, Hair Love, illustrated by Vashti Harrison. You can jump to page 4. All right. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. All right. Daddy tells me it's beautiful. That makes me proud. I love that my hair lets me be me. In funky braids with beads, I am a princess. And when my hair is in 2 puffs, I'm above the clouds like a superhero. My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small it went, presto, just like that. There's nothing my hair can't do. Today I woke up extra early all by myself. I was too excited to sleep. It's a big day. Daddy was still sleeping. Shh, I said to Rocky as we tiptoed past him. Lately, Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up, and yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think he needs a break. Because today is special. I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. Paws off, Rocky. Daddy heard the crash. Zuri, what on earth? He asked. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help too? It'll be a piece of cake, Zuzu. The first style was a big no way. The second one was no better. No, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into 2 puffs. Ouch, Daddy yelled. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached out into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Daddy, really? I said. I'll be right back, he promised. Now, how's that? He asked, pulling a hat down over my eyes. Daddy, come on. We can do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. Then I had a great idea. Daddy gathered all the tools we needed and we were set. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it. Funky puff buns, pretty, and so much fun. Rocky approved too. I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Where's my Zuzu? Mommy called from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy, you got to be the prettiest Supergirl I've ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and beamed. Mommy smiled. Very nice. Thank you. We learned from the best, Daddy said as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It's hair love. The end. And here goes the book.
We are all cheering because we love this book so much. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Oh, no.
The love and light just beams from the pages of this book. And it helps us appreciate our beautiful culture, our hair, our families, and Black fathers.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just want to say, all the Black dads that are present, we are so grateful for you. You are present, you're engaged, and we know you're trying your best to be great parents like many of us are. And so we will always need you, and we celebrate and honor you. So when we were planning this event, we wanted to really incorporate also some amazing children. And so some children who had a deep appreciation for art and literature. And so many of them are watching, but we have 2 of them who have a couple of questions for you, Matthew. And so I'm going to start with a young lady who's absolutely amazing. She is a visual artist. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. And she also has a wonderful dad and family in her life. So Miss Christiana Colston, we're going to have you join us now on your camera and let us know what questions you have for Matthew.
Hey, Christiana.
Hi, I'm here with my dad.
Hey, there you go. How you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Likewise, wonderful book, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
And so what's your first question, Christiana?
My first question was, who did you write the book about?
You know, for me, the book and the short film really were written and made because, you know, at the time, you know, this all started in 2017. there was just a real lack of representation in animation and also in the literary world. And obviously Black fathers always kind of were getting negatively depicted on, TV and movies. And I don't know, I just really wanted to do something that showcased a lot of Black fathers the way that I know them. A lot of my friends are young fathers and they're super into their kids' lives and they're super present, and also, have young nieces and nephews. And I see young girls rocking their natural hair very proudly. And, I wanted Zuri to kind of be representative of that. So that's really where the inspiration came from, just really wanting to put something into the world that both young people could see themselves in, but also just representing like a strong black family and putting some positivity out into the world.
Awesome. Christiana, I know you have 2 other questions. You can ask those too.
My second question was, why was the day so special for Zuri?
So, like I said, we were made this short film and this book kind of at the same time. And if any of you watched the short film, the ending in the short film is a little different than it is in the book. And in the short film, the mom was sick and she had lost her hair and she was coming home from the hospital. And that was like the big event that she was coming home from. In the book, because the target audience was a little younger, and that's obviously such a kind of adult theme. And, you want to make sure that you're not presenting something that parents have to, now be like, am I ready to talk to my kids about this yet? So we changed it to her mom coming home and her dad really wanting to make her hair look special because the mom was coming back from being away for a little bit. And, just I think Black hair is such a, when we have our first day of school or graduation or a big event, we always want our hair to look nice, and to have, Zuri try to get her dad's help to have her hair look good for her mom coming back, I think was something that, just felt like it was accurate, but also something that was really fun and touching to show.
And my third question was, do you have a family of your own that like really encouraged you to write this book for other families out there?
Yeah. I'm not a father myself yet, but was a son. I have a little sister. My parents definitely instilled pride in the way that we carry ourselves and in our appearance, and really their help just really motivated really everything that I do. And I'm married now, and hope to have a family myself one day. And just really for me, this was about writing something that when we are finally able to have kids, to have something that and leave the world kind of better, than we found it. And that's really a big part of why I've been advocating so hard for the Crown Act, so that, Black girls and Black boys such as yourself are able to go to school and wear their natural hair any way that they want and not be discriminated against, and also for adults too in the workplace. So that's some of the inspiration behind it. And thank you for your great questions. That was great.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you so much, Christiana. I really appreciate your questions. And, I think it's so sweet that you're sitting there with your dad. And so thank you too, Dad, for being there and enjoying this moment with your baby. You guys will remember this forever. So I also wanted to make sure that we incorporated a really, really brilliant kid. His name is Bryson Best. He's known as the kid who knows sports. And Matthew, you guys have a lot in common, because not only does he know sports, but he is also an author and has written a book called Touchdown Time. And so I would love for Bryson to join us on camera now and share a little bit about himself, and then also ask his questions.
Hey, Bryson.
Hi. How are you?
Good. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I have 3 questions for you that I want to ask to you.
Okay.
My first one is, I've read your book many times at home and at school. Why did you pick the title Hair Love?
Hair Love, the title just really came in that that's really what the story was about. It was about, a young girl who, had a lot of pride in her hair, and she got it from her mom and her dad. And also, the dad in the movie, he had locks and he had natural hair, and, it's really what it's all about. Just a love for our natural black hair, and really any way you want to wear it, be that curly, straight, short, no hair, it's all beautiful. And, we just want to make it so that everybody's just able to kind of represent however they feel most comfortable, and be themselves.
Okay, my next question is, what was the biggest lesson you learned while playing in the NFL?
Haha. Yeah, I played 3 years in the NFL from 2004 to 2006. Played with the Jaguars, the Bengals, the Panthers, and the Ravens. And some of the biggest lessons that I made, I think, biggest one was like when you make it to something that high of a level, and it's kind of been your dream ever since you were a young kid. It really just shows you that anything is possible if you work hard enough and you focus. And also just really the value of teamwork. Particularly in the NFL and football, it's a team sport, and you could be the best running back, but if your linemen aren't good blockers, you're not going to get a lot of yards. And same thing, I was a wide receiver and I could run a route and be wide open, but if, my quarterback gets hit when he's throwing the ball, it's not going to be a touchdown. So it's just really it really instilled just the value of teamwork. And, it's not just one person can take their team to victory. You need everybody to kind of be on the same page to get it. And it's really also translated really well into my film career.
Good answer. Also, my last question is, when you're not doing anything, when you have free time, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, nice question. Really just like hanging out and, watching movies and TV shows. Like, I really enjoyed that. Also, starting more recently, been trying to get back into working out and, getting back into, the same shape I was when I was playing. So that brings me a lot of joy now too.
Amazing.
All right. Well, Bryson, I look forward to seeing you in the NFL. Look forward to seeing you in the NFL one day, man. I'm gonna come to one of your games. Make sure you save me some tickets, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Bryson. We are so proud of you.
Yeah. Bryson.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Of course.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. So parents, caregivers, educators that are joining us, we're going to just take a couple of minutes to ask Matthew some questions while he's with us. And please type in the chat your sentiments or anything that you'd like to share. Matthew, NBCDI, the National Black Child Development Institute, exists because we're working to improve and advance the quality of life for Black children and families through education and advocacy. And so we have parents and educators across the country connected to our work through our strong national affiliate network, essentially chapters throughout the country. And so one of the programs that we implement nationally is our Read to Succeed program. And Too Small to Fail have been partners on this work, where we disseminate culturally relevant and culturally celebratory books that go beyond those Black History Month icons into culturally rich books that evoke conversations between moms and kids, dads and kids, and other caregivers. And so talk to us just a little bit more about why getting a book that speaks to both a very relevant part of our culture, our hair, but also a relationship between Black fathers and daughters. Can you talk to us a little bit more about why that was so important to you and your advocacy around the Crown Act also?
Yeah, I think they just all work hand in hand. I think media is so powerful, and when you're a young kid and you grow up and you don't see images of heroes that look like you, and these positive images, it really can do a number on your confidence. Even something as simple as like your favorite cartoon character having like this long straight blonde hair, and your hair looks nothing like that. Not to say that work isn't important too, but I think my biggest thing is just that everybody should be able to see themselves in all forms of media, be that books, movies, TV shows, even advertising, et cetera. And so, this was just kind of my attempt to put out into the world something that, I saw a void in, at the time. And I just think it's been so awesome now, even like more recently, you're seeing so many other books like taking on these topics in, different groups. There's this really great book called Laxmi's Mooch that I saw recently that talks about a young Indian girl who is feeling a little self-conscious about body hair. My Poppy Rides a Motorcycle, a book about the Latinx community and a father-daughter kind of relationship. And then one of my more recent favorites, Eyes That Kiss in the Corners, which talks about young Asian kids, really embracing the fact that their eyes, present a little differently. So, I think just literature, movies, TV shows, everything in between are just such important advocates for just self-love and for people to embrace the things that make you different. And I just really think that Hair Love was just something that I'm just so proud. And honestly, I just remain shocked at like just the how far reaching, things have gone. The fact that we were even able to have Blue Ivy read our audiobook and, knowing all the issues and things that were said about her when she was younger about her hair and the way that her parents had her wearing her natural hair. It just, there have been so many different levels to this, like us being able to advocate for the Crown Act, having the audiobook, we have an upcoming TV show that's going to be coming to HBO Max, in a couple of years as well. So just all been so exciting and just been really crazy how it's all played out. And, I really want the Crown Act to be something that gets passed on a federal level. And now that we have a new president, the momentum is definitely building up. So hopefully that'll happen sooner than later.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that really spoke to me when I picked it up is, I have had these experiences as a child where my hair was in an afro and I had folks looking at me and, had experiences with other kids wanting to touch my hair. And, I've seen that now both with my daughter and my son, because my son actually has braids and they're long. And so just really embracing all of our differences and being able to talk about these things. This book has really helped with that. And it's kind of become something where you can share it with a friend who may not get why you don't need to come and play in my hair or ask to touch my hair. It's a way that you can, have that tool to start that conversation and make us more comfortable with having those kinds of conversations and embracing and celebrating our differences. We're really grateful that you shared this with the world, because this was one of the stories that my daughter brought to me to read over and over and over. So, and putting on the cape and the whole shebang. So, I wanted to just talk a little bit also about your literary journey. Bryson Best isn't the only child author that's watching today. We actually have a few. And then there are also some parents who have ideas about stories or have written some about their own personal journeys or stories about their children. And so, what did that journey look like in terms of getting the book written, then getting it out into the world? And then now it's moved into this entire movement. And so what are the best steps to getting started on a similar path?
It just really starts with an idea. I have been, working the film and TV business. I mean, at that time, for over 10 years. And so it all was kind of like this gradual progression, right? And, telling different stories and different mediums, ranging from music videos, the short films, the independent feature films, the TV shows, and everything in between. And, for me, it was just like, it all starts with an idea. And I had the idea about a dad trying to figure out how to do their daughter's hair. Really was just inspired by like a lot of these viral videos that I was coming across and, wanting to write an original story about that. And, the process is, it's different for everybody, because obviously we all come a little differently, to the business. But for me, it was really something that was a byproduct of the short film. We did this Kickstarter campaign. It was getting a lot of heat and attention in the summer of 2017. And Vashti Harrison, she is probably like the secret ingredient for sure, because I had met her through seeing her do some work of a filmmaker friend. And I just thought her work was incredible. And this was like 6 months before her first book, Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History, had come out. And she did our artwork, and obviously the artwork was amazing. And it wasn't until we first saw that artwork we were like, wow, like this will make a great picture book. And so we offered it on our Kickstarter as a gift, not really knowing, not having a deal, not really knowing what was going to happen. And, long story short, the Kickstarter campaign went viral. Editors from different publishers started reaching out and inquiring about a book. Like, did we have one already working? They saw it offered on a Kickstarter. And they also were already fans of Ashley Harrison as an illustrator. So it was just like that much easier because we had a proven audience. We had a great illustrator, and it just made it that much easier for them to do a deal with us. And so that whole process, it took about 2 years. It typically takes about 2 years from a book to go from an idea to it being written to the artist doing all the illustrations for it coming out in stores. And that was kind of the process. And our story was so unique in that we were doing a short film, an animated short film at the same time. So literally one was informing the other. So we would get artwork from the book and we would be like, hey, this is what we want the characters to look like in the short film. And we got environments from the short film, like, hey, let's put that in the book. And so it was really just like something that just really worked perfectly hand in hand. And it's just been insane. The book has been on the New York Times bestseller list for like 30 some odd weeks now. It was a part of the Scholastic book fair, and we were on like the front cover of the booklet last year. Dolly Parton's Imagination Agency carried the book, and got that out to a lot of kids as well. And it's now being translated into a lot of different languages too. We have a Spanish American edition coming out later this year. We have a Portuguese translation and French and Korean and German, and just like all these different versions of it are going to be created. And it's just been really an incredible journey.
That's amazing. So you guys heard that. It starts with a great idea and also a really great illustrator. So those are, as I think about it right now, the books that my children love have really great, bold illustration. So I think that's a really important component. And man, the illustrations that are in the book and in the film are absolutely gorgeous. So I think that's a really huge piece of it. And so thank you for sharing that. And so as we are closing out National Reading Month, we are celebrating culturally rich and relevant books. Our organizations is getting them into the hand of children. We hope that through our books and that through books, children can not just learn and take information, but also grow and become confident, honorable, kind, responsible citizens of the world. And so one of the questions, second to the last question that we wanted to ask was just about the number one message that if you could share it with every child everywhere, what would that message be, and what would you share?
It's just, there'd be a couple messages, but I guess if I had to pick one, it really would just be like, love yourself, you're made different for a reason. I think sometimes, especially nowadays with just social media and being inundated with all these images, like, it's easy to kind of compare yourself and your journey to other people. And, your journey is special for you, and you can't really compare it to anybody else's journey. And, just give it time, and, everything is going to be all right. Everything about you is perfect, and that's what makes you special and unique. So.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So love yourself, everybody. I feel like that's a beautiful message. Something else that you shared was just, anything is possible if you work hard. Yeah. And also the importance of working with the team. I think all of those things are just tokens that we can all take away and use in our day-to-day lives. I wanted to just also make sure that we knew what was next for the Hair Love movement and what can we look forward to and support.
Yeah, so we have a new animated television series, which is based on the short film called Young Love. It is going to be coming out on HBO Max later next year. We just premiered a new image from the show yesterday on Soul of a Nation on ABC. So really excited about that. And, we got some other things in the works, probably going to do a sequel of the book and kind of tell it from a mother and a son perspective, because, young boys need that self-care as well. And that hair love too. So, we're in the middle of working on that. And yeah, a couple other things I can't really speak on yet, but the hair
Okay.
love movement is going to continue on for
What
many
can
years.
you tell us about Young Love? I'm excited now.
It's just really an extension of the short film. I think
Okay.
in the short there wasn't a lot of dialogue, and
Mhm.
there were so many things that were kind of like info that we knew, but I don't think general audiences knew. Like they were a young millennial family, in their late 20s, and the show was set in Chicago, and it's really just gonna be a fun family animated sitcom. And Zuri, Rocky, we're going to meet Angela's parents. So Zuri's grandparents will be in the show too. And we'll just get a deeper look into the world of both Steven, Angela, and Zuri. And it's going to be really fun.
Oh, that sounds so amazing. So everybody, if you don't have HBO Max, make sure that before this airs, you tell them, I need HBO Max and I need it because I want to watch The Young Love.
Oh,
We're
yes.
going to support it. I'm already excited about that. We're grateful for you. We are grateful for your wisdom and your kindness, and your energy is so humble and authentic. So we appreciate that. I also just wanted to take the time to recognize the Dollar General Foundation. And through their partnership with Too Small to Fail, they are going to be distributing 1,000 copies of Hair Love to all of the families that are served by NBCDI through our national affiliate network. So Matthew, you'll be happy that more families will get access to this beautiful piece of art. Yes. And everyone, please continue to support this movement. Again, Matthew, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everyone that's watching, be sure to follow and support Too Small to Fail and the National Black Child Development Institute. You can find us on social media, and you can also find resources and information about advocacy and some of the work that we're doing in policy and education on our website, nbcdi.org. Let's support one another. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful evening. We are so grateful that you spent this hour with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. This was great.
Bye.
All right. Bye.